one thing I wanted to bring up was Quibi. Did you guys ever
Quibi?
Did you guys ever use Quibi?
No, and that's probably why they are
bro.
where they at.
Yeah, so for people who don't know, Quibi is basically a mobile-only Netflix. That's a good way to put it. So they basically created a bunch of their own original content, and it was meant to basically only be consumed on your phone. And that was their whole quote-unquote innovation, which to me is just very limiting. I think maybe they updated it to where you could stream it onto your TV and stuff. But the whole idea was that it was pretty much content that was filmed in a not a horizontal aspects ratio. It was like literally vertical for the purpose of being consumed on phones. And they paid a bunch of stars and actors to make their own original shows and series and all kinds of things. And they launched in 2020 and are shutting down in 2020. They raised nearly $2 billion in investment funds and everything. They made a bunch of series, a bunch of shows with a bunch of stars, and couldn't get people on their platform. So I think it just goes to show that I saw someone who had a really good idea that instead of paying like traditional movie stars and stuff, they should have just gone with like the top 100 internet creators currently. Yep. That would have actually gotten their fan bases to come over to Quibi. But I think they just went about a lot of things wrong. They had really good executive team, a lot of money, obviously, but it just didn't work in any sort of way for them.
Wasn't the other unique aspect of it that they were like a max of 10 minutes a show? Am I getting that right?
I want to say it was mostly shorter form content. Like
I know when they were advertising it, like, because part of their marketing campaign was just incredible. I saw ads everywhere.
Yeah.
These 10 minutes. I mean, it was all Liam Hemsworth and John Legend. And I mean, just crazy, like you said, a bunch of big actors, big musicians and stuff trying to put up shows and stuff. But I also think like people just go to YouTube, man. The fact that Google has monopolized YouTube and these creators are already there, you almost just need to tap into that market instead of trying to create your own. Because I just don't think people are going to get another app, pay for another service, even if it's 3 months free or something like that, to watch 10-minute good quality shows. Like even if you're trying to, I saw some ads for like dramas and like action films, and like those are huge budgets, but you're going to put it into 10 minutes. Like I think when I watch a 45-minute show or a 50-minute show, like we've been watching on Netflix or Hulu or whatever, if it's a good show, you want more. And it's kind of a weird concept to just specifically make it 10 minutes. You don't have enough time to develop a plot in that 10 minutes.
Yeah,
true.
And I guess I can't really speak to that too much because I didn't watch any of those 10-minute plots. Maybe you can get really creative and do something cool within those 10 minutes. But that to me is a little bit confusing.
Yeah, it's very limited. Like their innovation was to limit, to kind of corner the market.
I think trying to. I think part of it is probably seeing what's happened with Vine, seeing what's happened with TikTok and Reels, and saying, okay, as everyone knows on social media, people have a really short attention span, but it's like, we only have a short attention span if it's like quick, low quality shit. You're scrolling through photos, you're scrolling through a 10-minute, like kind of funny TikTok comedy bit, and you just like scroll through it. That's where our attention is short, when you've created algorithms to just give you more and more content and keep you wanting more. But when it comes to a hour 10 Game of Thrones episode or name any show that's good quality, it's like you're not. I would hate if it was 15 minutes of Game of Thrones. That would suck.
Right? I love those hour-long episodes, man.
That's just the sex scene, like, right? Bro, that's just the orgy scene at the beginning. Like, you got to move past it. Like, you got to have a little bit more. We need some heads cut off. Let's go.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, what can you really, like, it's almost... What can you do in 10, 15 minutes? Like if you were to make a show, like if you guys were to make a show.
Well, they were 15-minute or 10 to 15-minute episodes. So it was longer series, but that's how they tried to keep their episodes shorter. So I feel like none of us actually tried Quibi. I actually did download it, and I just never ended up watching anything while I had the free trial, but so I don't really have an informed opinion, but regardless of whatever I think,
it sucks. Like
it's shutting down. So obviously it's
like no one liked it. So.
Whether I tried it or not, I mean, it kind of speaks for itself,
Yeah.
True that. Well,
market knows.
Yeah, they were the they were the pioneers of the monopolizing Vine and TikTok, and didn't work out for them. So
Shouts for trying.
I mean, what
There you
sucks
go.
is a lot of the times what you see is like someone tries something new like that, and it just kind of happens that they're too early.
Yeah.
You know, so I feel like maybe they were onto something with focusing on the mobile consumption aspect of things, but
Yeah.
that's just
Yeah.
not where we're at currently.
Here's
like when
the
people
thing.
go to TV, you know, they still prefer to watch TV series and stuff at least on their laptops or, you know,
Yeah.
or their actual larger TV. I have rarely ever watched any long form, or I guess their content's not long form, but any television series on my phone. Only when I was like on an airplane or something.
I think I heard someone say, I know when like Reels, not even Reels, but like IGTV first became a thing, and it was only vertical video,
Mhm.
and like you couldn't do anything horizontal. There's a lot of complaints where like we don't have vertical eyes. Like our eyes like work a certain way where it's like it's better for you, and that's why the technology produced has been like 9:16 ratios.
That's a
and
good
it's been
point.
like it's like our eyes work a certain way where it's like not normal for you to look up and down that far. You have like a very normal plane of view based on our eyesight, and so like I think that they kind of missed the mark there in trying to create content that kind of flies in the face of like biology in a way, as
Yeah.
opposed to like I feel like there should be more, you know, if they're going to spend $2 billion or however much money on content, I'd rather them like spend that on like VR or AR or something like that, or you be able to experience stuff with a depth of perception and a depth of experience that's increased over just turn your phone this way, which
Mhm.
not obviously not that many people are going to do, to the point that they had 3 months free, I think first, I'm pretty sure. And
Yeah.
they still had to cancel it because not that
You-
many signed up for free.
You could tell when they got desperate when they started offering like longer and longer free trials.
Bro, so you get 3 months for free and people still aren't signing up just to try it. That's rough. Like
Yeah.
that's pretty rough.
And like I said, I downloaded it because there was a 30-day free trial at the time or something.
Still didn't
And
use
even
it.
then, I just didn't end up using it. There was no, and I think what really hurt them was that they didn't have a breakout series that got a ton of attention. Like sometimes that's all it takes. Like, you know, with HBO, when Game of Thrones really started popping off, it gave all their other shows recognition after that, and
Yeah.
it made people sign up to HBO and see what else they had to offer. So if Quibi would have had like a breakout show that was a huge success, I think really that would have been all it would have taken to get the ball rolling. But I don't
Yeah.
think they had that with. I mean, and they made a lot of different series, and it's like none of them stuck. You know, they had Kevin Hart on there. They had Emmy-winning actors and actresses. They had all kinds of people on there. It just didn't
So
work.
did they have their actual shows on there, or they were just they were helping with the advertisement?
No, they had like original shows and content
Oh,
that they
shoot.
created specifically for Quibi.
Damn,
Yeah, that's
I
why.
think
still couldn't pull it off, man.
That might have been part of the mistake, is in a world where there's so many platforms, like even who makes The Office? What's the studio? Is it ABC or
that was
NBC?
NBC originally.
NBC?
Yeah.
And so starting in January, The Office is going to be off of Netflix, which is a massive, massive deal because NBC is starting their own platform where The
Yeah.
Office will be solely on, which is I think is a super dumb decision. But for them, they want the money and whatever. People will move that way. But I feel like that one of the mistakes that I call it Quibi. We're gonna call it Quibi.
Please don't say Quibi.
It's like Queefy. We'll call it Quibi. I think one of the mistakes was that supposed to be a queef? Like, what?
I don't know. I thought it sounded cool.
What's that? Oh,
that-
so
is
you
that
gotta
what-
get that checked out, man.
Bro, you got some airflow down there. All right,
Relax.
bro, it's still going right now. But I think one of the mistakes they did was separate themselves so much from the rest of the industry instead of like tying themselves into another network or tying themselves into what these actors are already a part of. They just like, here we are on our own, 10, 15-minute episodes, all our own shows. Like what Netflix did well is they had shows from all over the place.
Yeah.
And then they had their original content. So you'd go there and you'd watch Friends, which obviously wasn't made by Netflix. And you'd watch Friends in The Office and Parks and Rec and all these different, shows on there. And then now they started putting out You and Away and I don't know, however many hundreds of different shows are on there now. And you'd watch all of the content. Now they're making billions of dollars because they obviously have the financial status to be able to create great quality shows now their own. And we're now more and more watching Netflix originals. And I remember when Netflix originals was like a rare thing. We're like, oh, Netflix produced a show. That's pretty crazy. And now it's very, very normal. I think the problem that Quibi had is I keep calling it Quibi.
We're going to call it Quibi. It's fine, Quibi.
We'll call it Quibi, bro. I'm from Atkins. I grew up in the country. So like, we'll call it Quibi. I don't even know if the people can hear that.
I feel like Charlie Sloth, bro, the guy who hosts those Fire in the Booth. He's just spamming the explosion button the whole time.
He's like, we got Drake in the booth. We're gonna rock it.
Yes. Except it doesn't. It's a more annoying explosion than this one.
It's more, bro, because it's like glass shattering.
Yeah, it's like glass.
It's like, bro. But like they didn't connect with anything and bring any original, any content from any other either surface or like you said, like content creators. Like if all of a sudden King Bach was like, all my YouTube stuff's now only on Quibi, then or kind of like what Joe Rogan did, something where they tie in other industries and say, oh, now there's an incentive, let's say of 50,000 people, even 100,000 people to get on the service to watch content from somewhere else. That's where you're going to win. That's where Spotify is going to win with Joe Rogan. Because now, me, who wants to keep watching Joe Rogan, I'm going to get Spotify either for free or paid to, keep consuming that content. And Quibi just went on their own and said, hey, I hope you like this actor because they're only on this program. I just don't think that it's like not even that A-list. It's like Liam Hemsworth, who's like girls like him because he's a good-looking guy, but he's not an A-list celebrity. So yeah. I just don't think they did enough to. I think they spent their money
and plus, wrong. Yeah, I agree. And what I mentioned earlier about instead of getting the top 100 celebrities and movie stars, get the top 100 creators because their fans are used to seeing their content on a variety of platforms. Like Kevin Hart will get you to go to the theater and rent a movie on your TV at night, but these other YouTube creators their fans are used to seeing them on YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok, on all the platforms. So they wouldn't mind downloading another app if you have an original series on there. You know what I'm saying? So that would have been the smarter move.
Here's the thing too, with online creators, whether it's TikTok, which is hot right now, or Reels or whatever, or Instagram, YouTube, obviously, which is huge, is people are used to seeing them multiple times per week with fresh content. And the struggle with getting actors, like you could get George freaking Clooney on Quibi and it wouldn't matter. You could get, name your favorite big time A-list celebrity actor on Quibi and it wouldn't matter because you see these people 2 times a year on a unique movie.
Yep.
You see them but you get, I don't know, King Bach, Logan Paul, whoever on a Quibi thing, and they're constantly pushing out content every week.
Dobrik.
Like, hey, David Dobrik, any of these people, and there's a couple other
Addison Rae, some of the TikTok stars.
Woo! Exactly, bro. You put some of these people on there. Say,
I'd be downloading Quibi.
3 months, 4 months, give me all the months free. Premium membership.
Shit, how much for the year, baby? I'll get the annual fee.
Better swipe the card on that shit, bro. That's what I'm saying.
How old is Addison
Who is
Rae?
that anyway? I'm not sure who that is, but
before we edit, let's see.
Nah, she's for sure like 20 or something.
Let me look her up.
But that's what I'm saying, man. Is you've
she's 20. She's 20. We're good.
Okay. I'm weak, bro. I'm so weak.
Right,
what I'm saying? Cool. People are used to seeing more and more still good quality production from them there's even fitness guys that I follow that are, big, at least in the fitness field, that pay videographers to do good cinematic edits for them and stuff like that. Like, people go to them for that content week in and week out, sometimes every day of the week. And then you're going to go onto a platform and say, like, here's a movie we worked on all year for this 15-minute clip or whatever, or show that we've worked on these, 10, 15-minute clips for. You're just not going to get it, man. Like, people are used, I think now more so than a short attention span, people are used to consistent stimulation from this content, man. They're not looking for the greatest. I think that's why The Mandalorian has done so well on like Disney Plus and like some of these like shows based off of movies and stuff that are coming out, is people want to see more content more often, more stimulation, more, you know, all that stuff. And so it's like, I think it's just the wrong move, man. They went about it wrong when they could have done something pretty crazy.
I think more of the story is they took like a very traditional approach to a new platform instead of kind of keeping up like with the times.
Yep.
Yeah.